This is Ruth Medd, the Executive Chair of Hume Bank, doing the WOB Vacancies for the week of the 18th of November. Those of you who've listened to my recordings previously will have known that I tend to pick sectors that I talk about each week. But this week I thought we'd do Noah's Ark of vacancies. So I've got one of each, so to speak. One ASX, one unlisted public company, a couple of government boards, semi-government boards, industry body, a paid not-for-profit community sector type board, and an unpaid not-for-profit. Indeed, something for everyone. So let's get started. First up, ASX listed company MicroX, something to do with x-rays, I gather. 24137, closes on the 24th of November. It's a high-tech company with innovative products for global healthcare and security markets. And they're looking for a fairly standard set of governance skills, finance, governance and strategy, but I would think they might want you to know something about the sectors that they are trying to develop products for also to be competitive. Next up, we have a very large unlisted public company called Datacom Australia New Zealand, one for our colleagues across the ditch, possibly. This is 24248, closes on the 4th of December. Now, they're a technology company, quite a long-established technology company, and they're looking for someone with skills in customer service, governance, human resources, information technology and systems, and an understanding of the New Zealand market. So that's a fairly comprehensive list. So sharpen up your pencils, ladies, see what you can do with that one. Next up, we've got government boards. First is 24259, which is the SBS Board, which closes on the 5th of December. They're looking for people who know something about media and journalism, governance, and traditionally the SBS Board looks for people with culturally diverse backgrounds. So that's one for our culturally diverse committee members and the people who are interested in that sector. So SBS Board. Next up, 24242, the Suburban Land Agency in the ACT, closes on the 5th of December. This is actually a really interesting, what I would call semi-government organisation. It's relatively independent of government. It's quite well paid, and they're looking for people with expertise in civil engineering, finance, architecture and design, and property development. Possibly not quite all of those together, but they buy and sell land in the ACT and develop land and do ventures regarding property development. Very interesting organisation. The ACT government's really quite innovative because it's small and it can move quickly and do interesting new things. Next up, 24155 is the annual campaign for the Victorian Health Board. Some of you may have got my snap email on this boards. Please consider them. There's 79 hospital boards open for new appointments in Victoria, and they all have slightly different selection criteria, and the posting on the WOB website gives you an overview of all the boards involved. The trick is look for one that's in your geographic location and have a go at that is my recommendation. Okay, that's the government boards. Next up, I've got an industry body. Christmas is coming. The Western Rock Lobster Association of Western Australia is looking for a director. You need to know something about governance, but you also need to know something about agriculture and farming. It closes on the 25th of November, so you need to be a bit quick with this one. And that's a typical industry association. And for those of you following the sagas of the rock lobsters, they've clearly got quite a few issues vis-a-vis exporting to China, etc. Next up, a paid not-for-profit. This is the Hume Bank. This is a community-owned bank, and there's quite a few of those around. It's 24193, and it crosses the border between Albury and Wodonga. Closes on the 25th of November, so clearly they're looking for people who are in their catchment area, so to speak. So that's all of you in New South Wales and Victoria, close to Albury, Wodonga. As I said, it's customer-owned, and they're looking for directors with governance and digital technology and strategy skills. So the very element of a modern sort of director with digi skills, very important for lots of organisations these days. That closes on the 25th of November. And finally, a couple of unpaid boards, which you do for the love of it. The first is 245, the Australian Youth Orchestra. Closes on the 27th of November, a great organisation. There's a fellow in my apartment block here in Sydney who used to be on the board, and it's a great give back if you're interested in youth and music. And they're very good musicians, by the way. So there you go, the Australian Youth Orchestra. And finally, something a bit out of the box, 24181, so to speak, the Australasian Association of Philosophy. That closes on the 26th of November. And clearly the philosophers are joining the world because they need someone with finance, regulation, human resources and law skills. So you do not need to be a philosopher. Remember, the Australasian Association of Philosophy. So that's my list of Noah's Ark boards for this week. I hope you find something of interest. And my tip for the week, once again, please log on, go to your dashboard and fill out your skills and ethnicity. We are increasingly getting asked both on the jobs board and in private inquiries for people who've got culturally diverse backgrounds, including Aboriginality. So please have a go at that and help us out by filling out just a couple of extra data fields. Please enjoy your week. Please apply for some vacancies, and if you need any help, get in touch. Thank you very much indeed.